Hi everybody, my name is Lance Mohr and I'm a full-time professional real estate agent and investor in Tampa, Florida. And I want to talk to you about the fifth way that you could find homes that aren't for sale yet and how to get really good deals, even wholesale pricing deals. And it's called a Liz Pendants. So I want to go over what is Liz Pendants, how does it work, and how do you really get the really good deals out there. So a Liz Pendants is basically a public notice filed by whoever is the lien holder at the county. So they're basically giving public notice that the owner of the property is behind in their mortgage payment. So how do you find them? It's real easy. You simply go into the county recorder's office. They're in every county. They're pretty much put up every single day. So you could also almost go in there Monday through Friday and get them. But there's a much easier way to go about it if you want to get a Liz Pendants. There's companies that put out Liz Pendants notices. So what they do is they send someone in there every single day. They get all the Liz Pendants, they put them together, and then they send you the information, usually via email, or you could even go on to a back site. So example, a company like Foreclosures Daily and some other ones do this. You could go down to the county recorder's office. Most county recorder's offices aren't going to give you the names of some companies, but what a lot of times I'll do is leave my name and number on the computer with a note for them to give me a call, because they're not going to hand it out. So everyone works a little bit different, and a lot of times if you go there, you're going to see someone already there. A lot of times they'll usually go in the later morning, and they'll pretty much send someone every single day. So basically what happens, you get a notice that someone is in default of their mortgage. So you know they need to sell for one reason or another. It could have been a death, it could have been a loss of job, it could have been a relocation, just can't afford to mortgage payments or a mortgage and a rent payment. There's a lot of different reasons. So what you do is you contact that person. Now, this is where the devil is in the details, because easier said than done. Usually when people are backed up on their mortgage and they're behind, all the creditors are getting in touch with them. And not only that, but all the investors are getting in touch. Remember when I talked a little bit about the website and I said this is where you could go to get some good deals and some wholesale pricing? Well, what pretty much happens, the sharks out there, the people who do this every single day for a living, they're getting these Liz Pendants every day. And they're going out and they're knocking on doors, they're finding the seller's phone number and calling them. They'll send them letters in the mail, and I'm sure you might have even received a letter if you own a home, and it says, hey, I'm looking at buying your home, please give me a call. I mean, they're out there. A lot of times these investors just send them out blank, but when I say blank, to just miscellaneous homeowners, just to see if they might be able to get something. So it's really a very, very competitive business and industry, but if you want to get something for maybe 80 cents in the dollar, 70 cents in the dollar, this is what you have to do. Now, what's happening is once these investors go out, they might get something that's worth $100,000, and then what they'll do is they'll go and they'll put it on a website like the one I gave you, myhousedeals.com, and they'll put it on there, and maybe it's worth 100, they get it for 60, and then they sell it for maybe 70 or 80, so they make a quick profit. But if you actually want to get the lowest price possible, wholesale pricing, then this is what you're going to have to do. You could either go to the county recorder's office and get the Liz Pendants yourself, or you could go to a company. And whatever you do, just make sure you really do your research, especially if you go to the websites and you buy through an investor, because a lot of these investors are sharks. They don't really care about you. I'm not saying everybody. It's a people thing, but a lot of them don't really care. They just want to make the profit. So you really need to be careful. You need to make sure you have all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted. Maybe have a real estate attorney look at the paperwork, not just a regular attorney, but a real estate attorney. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. But this is how the pros do it. And I'll tell you this, I know this because back in 2005, I wanted to get into this world, and I paid over $8,000 in training, hardcore training, for almost 80 hours. But this is how they really do it, and you're not going to see this on TV. and they're not going to tell you about it, what letters to send out, where to get the information. But if you really want the deals, you have to work for them. They're just not going to fall in your lap. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. I hope this helps you. Have a great day and good luck.